Okay, so what's the protocol for nudity? If I decide I want to try more revealing shots, how is that handled? Well, when it comes to boudoir photography and nudity, Hi, Mike from the future here. I just wanted to jump in and clarify a bit about that section on nudity from the live stream and add a few more details into that. And really, nudity has been part of boudoir, like since there has been boudoir photography. It's not a problem. And when you go out and if you want to include nudity in your boudoir session, generally that's not going to be an issue with your photographer. You know, talk to them, tell them about your wishes, and make sure they know what your intentions are and they're okay with that. But you see, there are different kinds of nudity. There's like boudoir nudity, and you see this type of nudity is not really focused on explicit sexuality. It is more beauty centered and making people look cute, and the focus usually isn't solely on body parts. And often in these poses, the women may even be covered. They may be using their arms to cover themselves or a pillow or something to sort of cover themselves. And it may be even more like implied nudity in these photos. And that's fine. I don't think you're going to have any photographers typically having issues with that type of traditional boudoir nudity. And then now there's another type of nudity going on. And some photographers really aren't into shooting explicit types of nudity, which has been really growing over the past 5 years or so. And what I've noticed in what I've done is that probably due to like Instagram or whatever, you know, people are now taking photos of themselves with basically nothing on. You see that all the time online. And 20 years ago or so, maybe a little bit longer, you saw a picture of a woman in a bra. It was like, hide the children, you know, move to the other side of the country. They got to, you know, run, you know, and it's just not like that anymore. It's not really a big deal. People see this every day online. And then I think what has happened is this has caused the boundaries of boudoir to keep on going further and further and further. And so if you want to go out and include more explicit nudity in your session, I know that when someone contacts me, I want to be in the loop, you know, to make sure and to help accommodate that type of work. And here's the thing. Not all photographers, like boudoir photographers, really are very comfortable or want to do more explicit type of nudity in their work. They want to keep things more cutesy, more pretty, and they have a certain style, and that's okay. And if you do want to include more like, you know, explicit things that are more sexual in nature, bondage type things and so forth, really this is something to bring up with your photographer on the consultation to make sure that's something that they're comfortable doing, that they can accommodate you, and that also they're aware a little bit of what you plan on doing during that session. Because the last thing you want to do is book your session, go through all that preparation, and show up with the kind of photos that you have in your mind that you want to produce, and it turns out the photographer may not be so comfortable working with that particular style, or may not want to do explicit kinds of photography, and then, you know, you wind up just spending a whole lot of money on something not really getting what you expected and walk away without such a great experience. So if there is something you haven't, and it's awkward for women sometimes to talk about this, I get it with people they don't know, but it's pretty essential to do. Or if you're a bit uncomfortable, at least try to find some example photos of what you want to do and share that. You know, these are some things I feel like doing. You know, what are your thoughts on this type of work? So that way you can go out, do the type of session that you want to do, and walk away with a great boudoir experience. So just wanted to jump in and add on to that a little bit. And now we're going to get back to live stream Mike and see what he has to say. Yeah, I'm not really comfortable doing that, you know, and then you wind up with a situation and you've gone to somebody and your photos aren't going to be exactly quite what you expected them or wanted to be.